Hello friends, in today's session we are going to learn about the basic commands in C. Before that, let me introduce myself. I'm Jaspreet and I'm having a teaching experience of more than 2 years. So let's have the overview of the session. In this session, we are going to learn about the C instructions and the various types of C operators. So let's begin with the session. C instruction. Basically, a program is nothing but a set of instructions, and different type of instructions help us to achieve the different task in the program. There are basically three types of C instructions, that is type declaration instructions, arithmetic instructions and the control instruction. Let's discuss these types of instructions one by one. Type declaration instructions. It is used to declare the type of the variable used in C. For example, we can say that int a, char b, float c. Right? So these are the variable and we have declared their types of that variables. For example, a has the integer type, b has the character type, c has the float type, and these types of variable we have declared at the beginning of the main program, or we can say the main function. Arithmetic instructions. These are used to perform the arithmetic operations on variable and constant. Right, so we can say suppose x is equal to a plus b or x is equal to a plus 3. Right, this is a statement 1 and this is statement 2 in a separate program. These both are the separate statements. In this case we have used only the variables, and in this case we have used variable plus this one is a constant. Right, so we can say that these are called the operands and these both are called the operators, and these types of operator we are going to discuss in this session later on. For example, we can say that this is an assignment operator and this is an additional operator. Right, similarly in this case these are called the operands, variable plus the constant, and these are called the operators. Right, next is control instructions. This is used to control the sequence or the flow of the program, that in which sequence or in which flow the program will execute. Right, so there are four types of control instructions, that is the statement, if else statements, conditional operators and the switch statement. These type of statements we have covered in our session named as control statement 1 and control statement 2. Now let's move to the C operators. So an operator is a symbol that tells the compiler to perform specific mathematical or logical functions. Right, so we have the various types of operator. Let's discuss the types of C operators. Arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, assignment operators and some miscellaneous operators. Now we are going to discuss these types of operators one by one. Begin with the arithmetic operators. The table shows here the types of arithmetic operators. Right, for example, this is the additional operator that adds two operands, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulo, increment operator and decrement operator. We can say that these five are the basic arithmetic operators. Increment and decrement operator. For example, we can say that if a has a value 40 and b has a value 20. Right, so increment operator increases the integer value by 1. So here this increment says the value of a is 40. Right, it increases the value by 1 and it becomes 41. Right, whereas the decrement operator decreases the integer value by 1. Similarly, here the value of a is 40, it decreases the value by 1, it becomes 39. Right, let's move to the relational operators. Here the table shows a list of relational operators we are used in a C program. So the difference between this operator and this operator is this is an equal to operator and this is an assignment operator, right? So this is an equal to operator. Now we can say that here the value of A is 10 and B is 20. So equal to operator checks if the value of two operands are equal or not. If yes, the condition becomes true. Here the value is not equal to each other. That is, the value of A is not equal to B, so the condition becomes false, not true, right? Not equal to operator. It checks if the value of two operands are equal or not. If the value are not equal, then the condition becomes true. Here the value is not equal to each other, then the value becomes true, or the condition becomes true. Greater than operator. It checks if the value of left operand is greater than the value of right operand, right? If yes, then the condition becomes true. Here the value of left operand is not greater than the left value of right operand, right? So the condition becomes false, that is not true. Similarly with the case of less than operator and the less than, greater than or equal to operator, or less than or equal to operator, right? This operator check if the value of left operand is greater than or equal to the value of right operand. If yes, then the condition becomes true. Similarly, the less than equal to operator checks the value of left operand is less than or equal to the value of right operand. If yes, then the condition becomes true. Here the condition becomes true and here the condition becomes false. Now the logical operators. Basically there are mainly three types of logical operators, that is AND operator, OR operator, or NOT operator. Here is the symbol AND, OR and NOT operator, right? So AND operator will return a true value if both the operands are non-zero, and OR operator will return a true value if any of the operand is non-zero or both the operands are non-zero, right? And simply NOT operator will directly changes the value or logically inverts the value of the operand, right? If the condition is true, it will make it as a false. So let's discuss these types of operator with the help of truth table. So we can say that here is A and B, two operands. Here A and B, A or B, right? And apart from we are using the NOT, we are using XOR, another operator, XOR. Here we are using the values, right? So the AND operator will return a true value if both the operands are non-zero. Here only both operands are non-zero, it will return only a truth value. Others becomes false, right? And the OR operator, if any of the two operands are non-zero, it will return a true value, or if both operands are non-zero. Here it will return a true value, here it will not return a true value, true and true, right? But in the case of XOR operator, it will return only a true value if one becomes false and one becomes true. Or we can say that if one operand has a zero value and one operand has a non-zero value. So it will return a true value here, false value here, again false value here, and a true value here. So the AND operator will return a true value if both the operand has a non-zero value, right? And OR operator will return a true value if any of the operands, or if both operands have the non-zero value. And in the XOR operator, if one operand has a zero value and other operand has a non-zero value, it will return a true value. Now move to the bitwise operator. Here the AND operator, OR operator, XOR operator, one's complement operator, left shift operator and right shift operator. Let's move to the explanation of these operators. So we can say that A and B right? So here we assume that A has a 60 value and B has a 13 value. Now convert these value in a binary form. So A has 60 value, that is in the binary form it will return this value and B will return this value, right? So we are using AND operator. So the condition says if both operand are having a non-zero value, then it will return a true. So here it will return 0, 0, true value, false, false, false and false. So it says it has 2 raised to power 2 in the binary form, 1, 2 and 3. So we are using only the true value, that is 2 raised to power 3 and 2 raised to power 2. 8 plus 4 becomes 12. So the answer of A and B is 12. See, similarly with the use of OR operator the value becomes 61, the XOR operator the value becomes 49, and the binary ones complement operator the value becomes minus 61, right? So the binary left shift operator, if the left operand value is moved to the left by the number of bits specified by the right operand. So let's discuss this with the help of example. Let's say A has a value 60 and it's binary form, right? Now in the first left shift we can say that 0 will be added to the right side of that operand. We can say 0 will be added in the first left shift. Now in the second left shift it will become, right? So what the definition says, it says that the left operand values is moved left by the number of bits specified by the right operands, right? So the value says it has 120, it has 240. In the left shift the value becomes double, 60 becomes 120 and 120 becomes 240 in the next left shift. So in the case of right shift 0 will be added to the left side of that operand. See here the value is this. Similarly in the second right shift it says now the value becomes 30 and here the 50, right? Same case with the definition. The definition says the left operand value is moved right by the number of bits specified by the right operand, right? So we can say that in the left shift the value becomes double and in the right shift the value becomes half. So let's move to the assignment operators. Simply we can say that the table shows the list of the assignment operators, right? In the first say it is simple assignment operator. It's not equal to, it's a simple assignment operator, that is, for example we can say that A is equal to 5. So the value of A as a 5 is assigned to this. Or we can say that if we say A is equal to B plus C, so the addition or the sum of B plus C will be assigned to A. So there is a basic difference between the assignment operator and the equal to. This is the assignment operator and this is the equal to operator, right? Whether A is equal to B, we are using this operator. If we say the A equal to 5 or the value of A is assigned as 5, we are using this type of operator. So now let's move to the add and assignment operator. It says A plus 5, it means either we can write like this or we can write like this. Similarly, subtract and assignment operator, multiply and assignment operator, divide and assignment operator, and modulo and assignment operator. Now the next is left shift and assignment operator, right shift and assignment operator, bitwise and assignment operator, bitwise exclusive OR and assignment operator, and bitwise inclusive OR assignment operator. So we can say that in the bitwise inclusive OR, so it says that the value of A will be A or B. So the value will be assigned to A. Similarly, in case of exclusive OR, we can say that XOR, we can write like this. These we have discussed in our previous slides. Similarly with the case of AND, right? Some miscellaneous operators. Size of returning the address, pointer and the conditional expression. It will return the size of the variable. For example, we can say that size of x, and where x is an integer, so it will return 4, the value of that variable, right, or the size of that variable. It return the address of that variable. The pointer of that variable is called the pointer. We are going to discuss in the later sessions. Conditional expression. So in the conditional expression operator, if the condition becomes true, it says expression 1, expression 2, expression 3. See, if this expression becomes true, it will return the expression 2, or else it will return the expression 3 if the condition becomes false. This we have discussed in detail in our conditional statements sessions. The operator's priorities in C. So it determines the grouping of term in an expression and decides how an expression is evaluated. So basically it decides the priority of that operator in a particular expression we have used in a program, that in which priority, in which manner the first operator will be executing. So the table shows list of operators with their priorities and their associativity. There are list of postfix operators with their associativity, and their associativity goes to left to right. For example, we are using first the bracket, then the decrement operators. Similarly, in the case of multiplicative operator, the associativity go to left to right. So we can in that case, if all these three are there in a same expression, then first of all we are going to solve this expression, this operator, then this operator, and then the modulus operator. But if additive operator and the multiplicative operator are there in an expression, then first of all we are going to solve the multiplicative operator, as the multiplicative operator has the highest priority than the additive operator. So if addition and multiplicative are there in a same expression, then first of all we are going to solve the multiplicative operator and then the addition operator. Similarly, the shift operator has the highest priority as compared to the relational operator, and relational operator has higher priority as compared to the equality operator, and the bitwise XOR has the lowest priority as compared to the bitwise AND operator. So we can say that in this table the priorities are going to decrease. So we can say the postfix has the topmost priority and the bitwise XOR has the lowest priorities, right? Moving further, the bitwise OR, logical AND, has the lowest priority as compared to OR and the previous table. Logical OR, conditional operator, assignment operators, and the lowest priority has the comma operator. So comma operator has the lowest priority as compared to any other operator. So in this session we have discussed about the C operators and the C instructions. Now let's move to the practice question. So the question says, write a program to find the area of the triangle. Here we have used the two header files, that is stereo.h and math.h. Math.h is used for the calculations, right? The main function. So float a, b, c and sp, we can say that semi-parameter, and the area. So we can say that we have used these variable and we have described their type declaration as float. See, the program is very simple. The main motive of using this program is to understand the concept we have covered in this session, right? So we have declared as a float type declaration, right? So printf is using for the output. The output says enter the size of a triangle. Scanf, again we are using for the input. It will scan the value of A, B and C. So SP means semi-parameter. It will calculate the value provided by the user. Again area. So the value, suppose x, will be assigned to the SP variable, that is semi parameter variable. Now again area is used, and again the formula has been used for the calculating the area, right? So we can say that if the value becomes of area has 12 is assigned to that area, right? So in this expression we can say that we are using the brackets, the multiplication and the subtraction. So first of all we are going to solve the brackets. Why? Because according to our priority table, the postfix has the topmost priority, so that's why we are going to solve first of all the brackets, after that the multiplication, right, or the outer bracket, correct? So the printf will say area of triangle, so the output will become area of triangle equal to say 12, right? And return 0 again we are using for the termination of that program. For more such videos you can log on to hitbullseye.com. Thank you.